going to my mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night on the television, I was on a telephone rapidly rising and with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's lives reflected in the NHEI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him in. We're going to seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that political coverage of I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingersong. Good song. I can't get this to function at all. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. No idea. No idea. No idea.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since Simonstown and Boulders. Folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa.
Initially, our investigations identified two individuals linked to the Ghulam MV Twitter account, both named Mohammed Vauda. However, during the press conference, a technical error occurred in that the wrong profile was shared with our content teams and the public. This error resulted in the incorrect identification of a UKZN lecturer and comedian being identified as the person behind the account. For this error, we unreservedly apologize to Mohammed Yaqub Vauda, who was mistakenly identified. As Chief Executive Officer of the IOL platform, I will be taking concrete steps to ensure that such an oversight does not occur again. Both independent media and IOL deeply regret the error. As responsible media outlets, we have taken the necessary steps to correct the information provided and published. I have also attempted to reach out to Mohammed Yaqub Vauda, the university lecturer and stand-up comedian, to convey a personal apology to him. That being said, as a result of our findings and further investigation, we can reveal the following. We have established...
As a result of our investigation into the independent line, we can confirm that this is a propaganda outlet that misleads its viewers and its readers endlessly. And we can start with this story, which they've doxxed an individual and outed him. He's now received death threats, and his life has been put in jeopardy because of their reckless, fake journalism. They did the same thing to Ronaldo Jose using an altered video, having been punked or being complicit in misleading the public. You take your pick. They have yet to admit their error, yet to admit the fact they used an altered video to destroy the reputation of a member of parliament. This is a media organization that is out of control. This is a media organization that is in the deep pockets of the political party that has run this country into the ground for the past 3 decades. Now, there is a lot of talk about this story today, and we're going to focus on that for the early part of this broadcast. Misusing a media house for political purposes, doxing law-abiding citizens, thereby endangering life and limb, gleefully using an altered video in a racist media assault to destroy someone because they are white and effective at exposing state fraud, carrying the water for the most corrupt political party in Africa, aside from ZANU-PF. The independent line has continually exposed itself to scrutiny and now likely legal action. In a story on the Daily Maverick called Exposed, Iqbal Survey and Lindoy Sisulu's unmasking event goes down like a lead balloon. The Daily Maverick's Marianne Tam does not hold back in her coverage of the Sisulu disaster. And the following comes from her article. Those of you who get your news from legitimate news sites would have missed out this week on another sensational independent media expose, which exploded like 10 freshly soiled decouplet nappies in Iqbal Survey's face. Wow. Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen, shots fired. And we're not talking about Butler, Pennsylvania. Shots fired by the Daily Maverick at the Independent Online. Woo! Boy, that is brutal. Do you feel the burn, IOL? Do you feel the burn? Wow. Wow. A YouTube channel, News Live Essay, which describes itself as connected and trusted, has since removed, under threat of legal action, a video of the event titled Unmasking that was held on Monday with former Minister Lindoy Sisulu, in which she embarrassed herself yet again. This incompetent fool who's been suckling on the teat of the government since 1994, Lindoy Sisulu, whose only claim to fame is her parents. Walter and Albertina Sisulu. She has accomplished nothing in her life except taking out of the taxpayer's pocket. At the unmasking event, former Minister Sisulu gave a long and rambling account of her time as intelligence minister in the Mbeki cabinet and admitted, "We bugged everyone." She admitted to being a criminal. She's also pretty stupid. And this well said by Marianne Tam, as a former Minister of Intelligence, Sisulu should have placed her brain in gear before opening her mouth, as if this was the case, it was illegal. Correct. And this is the quality of people in the ANC. Ignorant, stupid fools who can't walk out of a door without being hit in the face. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It does violate the Poppy Act. It is a criminal act. She won't be prosecuted for it because she's part of the glitterati in the ANC. Meanwhile, the presidency responded to Sisulu's allegation with spokesperson Vincent Mbagwenya asking her to present all the info to Director General Pindile Baleni. That backfired on her. Now, from his side, the journalist Modibe Modiba, who still apparently owes Daily Maverick 100,000 Rand in defamation charges for lies about the Daily Maverick, was the first to try to expose the fingers and brain behind the Gulam account, claiming it was Tasneem Karim from CGIS. Now, this whole effort to expose the Gulam account, this is an account with over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that exposes corruption and fraud by senior officials in the African National Congress's government. And it's been the target of unmasking for some time. We saw this demonic activity. There is a demented, self-pleasuring, hate-wanking lust for somehow exposing anonymous accounts on social media. Rather than exposing corrupt politicians and prosecuting them for their crimes against the people with the power in South Africa go after anonymous accounts. We saw this with the Sky account, in which they destroyed the life of an innocent woman. Destroyed. And no consequences for these people, none whatsoever. The joke settlement that was imposed still hasn't been paid, as far as I know, to the victim. This nonsense continues, and this is the latest, an effort to expose the Gulam account. They've named everybody as the Gulam account. It's ridiculous. On Tuesday, Gulam posted, "Iqbal Survey has exposed me for the 4th time." Now, he says, but it's Iqbal may have done it 4 times, but it was the Daily Maverick, I believe, who also did the other exposure, which is bogus. He said, first I was a journalist that was part of the Katrina funeral WhatsApp group. Then I was a Tabo working in Pravin's office. Then I was Tasneem working in GCIS. Oh, well. And we also recently saw a racist attack a member of Parliament, Ronaldo Khoz, included as a claim that Ronaldo is Gulam. The entire news conference that took place with Sisulu just gone the way of the infamous 2021 Pete Ramapedi at Iqbal Survey's decouplets fake news disaster down the drain, says Marianne Tam. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unbelievable. Who is responsible for this irresponsible journalism at the Independent Online? How do these people get away with this cock? Character assassination, doxing people, and they look so serious. Give me a break. Unbelievable. Let's go back and listen to the rest of this. Now, after saying that they had we're a serious media outlet and we've exposed these things, after they said that, then they revealed that they destroyed the life of a KZN university lecturer and part-time stand-up comedian whose life is now put in jeopardy by their nonsense. And then they go right back to saying, well, but we figured out who Gulam is. Who cares? Gulam is exercising free speech on a social media platform. Why are you so focused on exposing that person? What do you accuse that person of? What crime? Having information? Sharing with the world the corruption of the ANC? What exactly is Gulam doing that is wrong? You haven't even called Gulam a racist. So when you run out of that, there's nothing else in South Africa to call somebody. Unbelievable. But let's listen in to these clowns. By the way, does this woman look like death warmed over or what? Somebody needs to talk to her about her makeup. And that gentleman, believable, credibility, hardly. Let's listen in on the rest of their garbage. We've got a good 2 minutes left on this.
The phone number linked to the Ghulam MV account ending with the numbers 561.
You better hope the phone number ending with the numbers 561 is actually the number of Gulam. And oh, by the way, that's a poppy violation. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. My goodness, these people are as dumb as a box of rocks in the Karoo. You could walk out to the Karoo and find sheep that have more intelligence than these clowns. Unbelievable.
We have established the email addresses linked to the Ghulam MV account. And we have linked Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Vauda to properties in Winterton and Morningside in KwaZulu-Natal.
Oh my goodness, he has an email and a phone number. Oh, and property. Oh my goodness, Ghulam owns property. Oh, what a terrible situation. He must be a white monopoly capitalist. Maybe he could be a boor. He might be a farmer. Oh, that makes it all right. Do these people want us to take them seriously? Yeah, she looks like she's got Dulux paint on her face.
And Tshwane in Gauteng. We have subsequently instructed our attorneys to go ahead with legal proceedings against Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Vauda, who, according to our information, is a known criminal.
Ghulam.
Excuse me? Excuse me? You are referring charges against a private citizen? What crimes have you got? Please tell us what crimes. No description here. So let's go back to the Dulux lady. Here you go. Whoa, gee, many crickets. Scared the bejesus out of me. Sorry about that, folks. Woo! My goodness. We have referred this matter to the police. We known criminal. Please tell us what crimes a person is guilty of. Meanwhile, you've actually committed crimes in your video.
Envy is Mohammed Wada. Specifically, Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Wada. He has been criminally accused on a number of occasions, with charges mysteriously being withdrawn.
So if he's been criminally accused, why are you accusing him? Apparently, it's already gone to the courts. So what is it your business?
He has a colorful lifestyle that is funded by a network of powerful individuals.
A colorful lifestyle? Julius Malema has a colorful lifestyle. Should we put him in jail for that? Well, no, you can't do that.
Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Wada should be charged under the Cyber Crimes Act, and we call on the relevant authorities.
Oh, speaking of cyber crimes acts, your actions are cyber crimes. Oh my goodness.
Authorities to arrest him. Independent media believes in our constitution, democracy, and social.
No, you don't. If you believe in your constitution, you would believe in free speech, and you wouldn't be targeting someone who is exposing criminals. Instead, you're going after the person who is the whistleblower. You don't believe in free speech. You don't believe in your constitution. This woman is about as believable as a $36 bill. Non-existent.
Justice. Since the Ghulam MV account was established in 2018, it has targeted persons in government, Chapter 9 institutions.
Criminals! It's exposed criminals! What was she standing on some moral high ground? Oh, since 2018, it has targeted officials in government. They're public figures. They're open to scrutiny. What a moron. Bill-tongue Barbie, there you go.
The media, political parties, and business. These targets all have one thing in common.
What is that?
They are all perceived to be against President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Oh, so Ghulam is a Ramaphosa operative. You mean like the incompetent Lindiwe Sisulu, who hasn't accomplished anything in her life except perpetuate racial hatred? Please continue, Biltong Barbie.
And Fikile Mbalula.
Oh, anybody that tries to go after Fikile Mbalula for his actions is welcome.
Ghulam MV tweets show that he has intimate knowledge of government and its decision making.
So he's well informed. Oh my God, please. Oh, hang on. Excuse me, folks. It's international call. Takes a lot of numbers. Hello. Yes. Is this the Eckerlini SAP station? Yes. I'd like to report on a Twitter account because the guy is informed. He's well informed. He knows what happens in South Africa's government. He must be a criminal, probably a racist too. You should get right on the case. Yes, my name, Julius Malema. Yes, please get right on it. Woo, he's well informed. Woo, Biltong Barbie. Come on, baby, pronounce more.
It is clear that Ghulam MV is provided information by senior politicians, those that work with him and those who use him as a sock puppet.
A sock puppet? Oh, speaking of sock puppets, what are these people? The Independent Online is a sock puppet for the ANC. They're the sock puppet. They're the sock puppet. Speaking of sock puppets. Ooh, politicians tell him things. Oh, what are you upset about? They don't tell you things? Look, John Cena doesn't give me interviews, but I don't say bad things about him. I don't try to uncover accounts that promote him. Oh my gosh. Come on, Biltong Barbie, continue.
Should also be prosecuted. This is one of the many images we have.
Ooh, now they're exposing his face. He's not a public figure. So this is doxing. This is not investigative journalism, ladies and gentlemen. This is not investigative journalism. They have not specified a crime. They have not reported on a criminal charge against an individual. They're not reporting on an investigation. They are trying to instigate an investigation against a private citizen. And they fucked up by doxing the wrong person. And now they're making the situation worse by putting this picture of this gentleman making claims. Biltong Barbie.
On Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Wada. Over the next few weeks,
yes,
we will reveal a series of exposés
as
we continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, I predict over the next several weeks we'll reveal a series of lawsuits directed against the Independent Online for its slander and its libel. Oh, good Lord. Oh, my gosh.
To unmask Ghulam MV. We do this in the interest of democracy and to expose.
The interest of democracy. You want to expose someone for using free speech to expose criminals in the government. You're doing this in the interest of democracy. What kind of morons do you take us for? Apparently, pretty big ones. This is correct, Congo Chris. Gestapo-like activity. This is the Geheimpolizei. That's what's going on here in the media. This is not a media house. This is a threat. That's what this is. This is domestic terror. This is meant to cow an opposition.
The vast network of misinformation peddlers.
Oh, misinformation peddlers. You mean like the IOL who takes an altered video from 16 years ago that Ronaldo produced in which he made an educational point about hypocrisy in South African politics, and you took that altered video and you libeled him. You slandered him and you libeled him. Oh, do you mean misinformation like that, Independent Online? Oh my goodness. Misinformation, says Biltong Barbie, the purveyor of misinformation. The Independent Line, a news publication clearly in the pocket of the ANC. Find a negative story about the ANC in the Independent Line. Wow.
And their handlers. We do this in defense of the South African public.
South African public? You're attacking a member of the public. On behalf of whom? Ramaphosa? Who? Who is this for? Let's go back to the beginning of this 5-minute nonsense. We didn't hear this part because I started with their apology, which has no merit to it whatsoever.
Good day.
Good day. Good day. Good day. Sounds like she's an Australian, not a South African. Good day. Good day, mate.
Good day. I'm Audrey Senekal de Wet, Editor-in-Chief of Independent Media.
And I'm Vyasan Subramani, Chief Executive Officer of IOL.
Congratulations.
On Monday, we held a media conference where we addressed the issue of the Ghulam MV Twitter account. We revealed that this account is a sock puppet operated by...
I love how she says, sock puppet. It's a sock puppet. Grant Bradshaw says, where is Ronaldo Ghoz and what happened to his hearing with the DA? Well, that's none of your business and none of my business. That's an internal matter for the Democratic Alliance. And there's no hearing. So what are you talking about, Grant? There's no hearing scheduled. There's an internal investigation which was announced by the DA, but no hearing was announced. Do you have inside information from Ghulam that we don't know? Should we prosecute you, Grunt? The IOL thinks that you can't say these things. I'm just teasing you, Grant. There is no hearing. What hearing are you talking about? I've been in touch with Ronaldo today. Ronaldo doesn't have a hearing. There's an internal investigation into the incident, which was an altered video used by this outlet, which has now endangered the life of a KZN university lecturer and comedian. Yep. So where's Ronaldo? Ronaldo is busy going about his business. He's not on social media at an abundance of caution and good legal advice and won't be on social media until this thing is resolved and these people stop their racist attacks against him. But let's continue on with Biltong Barbie and her IT excellent specialist.
An individual connected to high-profile politicians and senior government officials. Today, we would like to provide an update on the Ghulam MV investigation and outline some important information and facts that have subsequently emerged.
We'd like to highlight some important information and facts that have emerged. The only fact here is these people are idiots. That's the only fact. I mean, irresponsible. This isn't journalism. And I've been saying this about the Independent Line for ages. It's not journalism. It's sensationalism. It might as well be the National Enquirer circa 1985 on the newsstand next to the till when you go out to the grocery store. Unbelievable. Alien gives birth to Democratic Party leader. I mean, that's the sort of headlines they had. New fucks. New fucks. What are your fucks? The fuck is you've exposed someone. You've endangered a life and you've apologized for it in a ham-fisted, half-hearted way. Give me a break. Give me a break. Let's hear a little bit more.
We can confirm the following facts. Ghulam MV.
We can confirm the following facts. Your credibility is about as useful as Joe Biden's credibility.
Is Ghulam Mohammed Suleiman Wada. He is from KwaZulu-Natal, KZN, and spends time...
Thank you. Thank you for explaining what KwaZulu-Natal is. I didn't know that KwaZulu-Natal was called KZN. Thank you so much. By the way, do you have any idea what Soweto stands for? I mean, I don't know that either. Oh, Southwest Townships. Thank you for that, Biltong Barbie, for that education.
In Gauteng and the Western Cape. Wada has a history of switching political allegiances.
Oh, my God. Somebody, hold on. Wait, folks. Wait. Remember, it's international call. Takes a while. It's a lot of numbers. Plus 27. Hang on. Yeah. Is this the Belleville SAP station in the Western Cape? Yeah, look, my name is Rastus McGillicuddy. I am a resident of Brockenfell, and I'd like to open a case against Patricia DeLille. She has a history of switching political parties, and apparently, according to the Independent Line, this is a crime. It's a heinous crime. Yes, Patricia DeLille. You know, she was the Independent Democrat. She was the ANC before that. Then she was the Good Party, the Good for Nothing Party. Yeah, I'd like to open a case against Patricia DeLille. Yeah. No, that's a real name, Rastus McGillicuddy. Hey, stop being so rude just because I'm Irish. No, I'm not drunk. There's no Guinness here. No. Come on. Open the case, man. All right, look. How much is it going to take? 200? 400? Okay, I'll give you 300 Rand. You open the case now? All right, thank you. The audio's up all the way. And they're also not playing right now. Your chat is way behind.
Having been a fervent supporter of Jacob Zuma.
This thing was filmed multiple times. They moved the microphone close to their face when they reset it. They moved away from their face when they reset it. It's not one take. It's dishonest.
Later shifting his support to Cyril Ramaphosa, and now aligning with the DA, ANC, GNU.
Oh! Gulam supports the GNU. Oh my gosh. Anybody who supports a government of national unity must be an insurrectionist. Let's go after him. Good Lord. These people are comical, to say the least. You know, that's not the only ridiculous thing we've got to share with you today, folks. I've got some more ridiculous things to share with you as well. I'll get to that story again, but I want to cover this before I forget it. This is ridiculous. Listen, this is Michael Steele, the former chairman of the Republican National Committee, this idiot, and the former lieutenant governor of Maryland, who rode in the coattails of others to success. Where the hell did he go? Come on, where's he at? Come on. Okay, sorry, I can't. It's not here all of a sudden. I had it. There it is, Michael Steele. Here we go.
Night in the Band-Aid. That's fine.
Michael Steele is talking to MSNBC live at the convention last night, and he questions the wound to President Trump's ear. Listen to this.
Where I am at this point is it's been 3 days going on 4 since this horrific event occurred. A person lost their life, 2 have been severely injured, and yet we've not received
Okay, everything's good so far. Michael Steele is, I think we're not going to know what's happening from the Secret Service. They're covering things up. A. Moore says, excuse my tone, when it comes to IOL and the reporting of happenings and issues, don't give to. Yeah, no, I have no problem with that, A. Moore, but people read it. People are influenced by it. That's why I report, and I use them as a source of news, and I question their sources, and I question their reporting frequently. The IOL is newsworthy here because they have committed libel. And in the video, they commit slander. They have committed libel in print, and now they've committed slander on YouTube and on that video that they published against Mr. Varda. And their apology doesn't get them out of a legal bind. They've also violated the Poppy Act in South Africa repeatedly, and they're acting as an agent for someone while they're accusing the Gulam account as being an agent for someone. The irony is hilarious. I don't follow X for news, Emery. I only go to X for breaking news and video coverage of events as they unfold. Let me finish the Michael Steele, because this, he says, and yet we've not received a medical report. That's what he's going to say. Listen to this.
Medical report from the hospital, nor have we received a medical report from the campaign or from the Trump organization about the extent of the damage to his ear. If he was shot by a high caliber bullet, there should probably be very little ear there.
I'm sorry, Michael Steele, the diversity hire former lieutenant governor and chairman of the Republican National Committee, is a ballistics expert. Did you know that? He's a ballistics expert. Apparently, Michael Steele knows all about ammunition and high velocity weapons and 130 meters away. Oh, please spare me. Spare me. Unbelievable. Michael Steele, what a preening gas bag. This guy doesn't deserve 5 seconds. Idiots like this are on MSNBC. And informed, intelligent, cogent, lucid people who know what the hell they're talking about, like me, are consigned to the side because we know the truth. We give genuine analysis. We expose genuine fraud. We promote genuine excellence. They don't want excellence. They want diversity hires.
And so we'd like to know that. Is there cosmetic surgery involved? What is the...
What do we care whether Trump gets cosmetic surgery on his ear? What, do you want to lick his ear, you sick, twisted individual? The only comment here that was appropriate by Michael Steele is that we have yet to get anything from the government. The Secret Service is evading the question. They're hiding. My goodness, this is unbelievable. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to even more ridiculous. We'll get back to the story about those clowns, but this is Kimberly Cheadle, the director of the Secret Service, who has yet to resign for her incompetence or her role, her complicit role in failing to protect the president. This is what she had to say about why the shooter was able to pull off what he did.
Was every element, every part of his, from the intelligence to the counter assault team, to the detail agents, to the shift agents, I mean every element, top to bottom, of the advance in the operation, was every element increased after you learned of this credible threat?
What we increased was what we felt was appropriate for the former president.
Excuse me? What we increased is what we felt was appropriate. I mean, what you thought was appropriate, that he would die by you not doing the most basic of tasks, clearing a building 130 meters away from the president and putting a sniper on top of it? Really? That's what you felt was appropriate?
And for that particular event on that day, we have been increasing the assets and the resources and the staffing that we have been providing.
That's a lie. That day, we know for a fact, based on what the Secret Service erroneously, but foolishly reported, is that people from Trump's detail apparently were pulled to go support an unannounced Jill Biden event nearby in Pittsburgh. And apparently Kamala Harris was also in Pennsylvania on the same day. So the Secret Service was split 3 different directions on one day in Pennsylvania. Wow. Wow.
To the former president, since he was a presidential candidate, and then the presumptive nominee. That's what I can tell you.
That sounds like a no.
I am not saying a no at all. I'm saying that we have continued to increase the resources that we've been providing.
What a crock. What an absolute crock. And on top of that, stop calling this phone number. It's on a do not call registry. If you call this number again, I'll report you for a $500 fine. Sorry. My phone is just constantly, it's draining my battery, constant phone calls. I'm getting 40 a day. Anyway. Yeah, you can trust SABC. Not. All right, let me go back to the chat here and see what people have to say before we get into the news. Where are we at here? I have to go way back because I haven't addressed the chat in a while. Geez, they took your call. Yeah, they took my call. Of course they took my call. People always say whatever about President Ramaphosa and Fakele, but I never hear them cry about it. Yeah, because they're all powerful. They don't care. Trump doesn't complain about being called names. She looks like a shaved Muppet. Do you think the shoe? What? What? I have no idea what you're saying, Alan. Too much Botox in the forehead. Bill Tongue Barbie, go dial your digits. They are going to get sued, Anthony, no doubt about it. They are going to get sued. I suspect Ronaldo will sue them as well. Congo Chris correctly said this. They're not even trying to open a case. They're trying to silence someone through public exposure and thought policing. This is a Gestapo tactic. Same sort of thing that was done by the fraud who slandered me and libeled me, the little clown from Amsterdam, the self-wanking little twit. Yep. So what else we got here? Charles says, yeah, you're right there. She did voiceover for their telephone line. Yep. About like a possum's backside. I wonder how much money I will receive from government for this informative article, says Kurtz. Exactly. Down with IOL. More important BS going on in the world than this for them to cover. Yep. It's a threat to stupidity. Ultimate says, I wonder what people in 1932 would have said online. Yeah, exactly. I imagine. Grant, I've answered your question. Alter Bridge. Hey, Aussies, sound the best. It says Alter Bridge. Bet she fails the Face ID on her banking app, says Charles. Jan says, please go back to my earlier post. Well, Jan, how about you just type it again? I mean, I can't find your earlier post. I mean, you laughed was the last thing I saw. Something to stop him crapping. Do you want me to go back to someone farting? That's not a very entertaining post. Why would I go back to that? Graham says, well, can we level the audio bit? No, that's the audio. That's the video. That's just high. My levels are all the way up. Nothing I can do about it. Okay. Come on, man. Criticize the words, not the voice. You sound unhinged from my side of the world, time zone. Maybe it's just an American thing. What? I criticize the words. Are you not listening, Alter Bridge? Are you not listening? Yeah, which news outlet sources do I follow regularly? Well, Emery, I read the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, I read Le Monde, I read The Guardian, I read The Telegraph occasionally, The Independent occasionally, I read The Wall Street Journal, The Washington Post, The New York Times, The Chicago Tribune, The Atlanta-Constitution Journal, The Associated Press, and then, of course, in South Africa, News 24, Independent Online, Daily Maverick, Mail and Guardian, Rapport. And then in Australia, The Age, I read that as well. I read the South China Morning Post. I read media from all over the world on a regular basis. I also read the Africa Report from Jeune Afrique and a host of other things. I also access international sites like the IMF, the World Bank, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, what's the other one? Transparency International, all of these places. The United Nations, the African Union, the European Union, Deutsche Welle, all places. Voice of America, all places I go. If you watch my program, and you're new to it, Emery, so I understand you don't know, you'll see me put up news reports from all of these sources. Yep. Dan says, away, Chris. I hope you're doing well. I am doing all right. You hear that Linda Way's boyfriend is the CEO of IOL. Well, there you go. She's dating that Indian fellow? Okay. Yeah, exactly. 5.56 is high caliber? Hardly. Now, it just shows the stupidity of people don't know what they're talking about. So, if you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't talk. You shouldn't talk, Michael Steele. You know what you're talking about. In the words, sorry or I apologize means absolutely squat in a meeting. Yep. No. Someone has an ear fetish. I think so. What did I miss here? What was appropriate? Wow. So they didn't take it as a credible threat. Exactly. They didn't take it as a threat. So, do you think the shoe that even knew it was a shoe? Marketing calls. Yeah, well, Emery, we're in the midst of a political season, and so I'm getting lots of phone calls for political candidates because I'm a regular voter. I vote all the time, so I get harassed. It's an illegal thing. They can't call you. It's a do not call registry. They cannot call you. Anthony says, get lots of calls a day, and my number is registered on the no-call registry. Exactly. And there's a $500 fine for every phone call, and these people still do it. Yep, and when you report them, nothing happens to them because the government is corrupt. SABC Plus website online for non-TV license holders. I read the back of the beard shampoo bottle. Says Delta Bridge. Jan Duran says, hi, Chris. I hope you're well. My sources on YouTube are Jake Bro, Yer Pinto, Luke Beasley, and Warthog Defense. I don't know any of those sites, Jan. Thank you for sharing that. You did mention that you watched a bunch of YouTube yesterday. Thank you for sharing that, Jan. I think it was yesterday you said that. Excuse me, I need to get some fluid here. Last night, my viewers, when I did the convention, talked about Vivek Ramaswamy and his speech outside the convention center, and they thought it was impressive. I'm going to play it now, and I'm going to put a poll up. I'm going to put a poll before I play it so you can answer it. Honestly, 100 people here now, plus let's get... So, was this impromptu speech impressive? Yes, no, I had an option. I'll give you three options here, okay? Was this impromptu speech impressive? This, Vivek speech impressive. All right, you can't answer the question yet because you haven't seen it unless you watched the video last night, okay?
That has called.
Okay, so I've got the volume up all the way, so if you can't hear it, there's nothing I can do about it. All right, so hopefully it'll come up well. I've got it up on every possible. 100% on the software that feeds the audio, 100% on my streaming software, and I'll even crank my volume up all the way here because he's kind of low. This is Vivek Ramaswamy last night outside the Republican National Convention. Here we go.
Called a Republican president a tyrant, a dictator, said it would be the end of the United States of America as we know it, said he would make us a laughingstock on the global stage. And those are exact quotes, actually, of what they said about Abraham Lincoln. Saw the Lincoln hat, you might have wanted me to remember that. Those were words that the Democrat-led media said about the first ever Republican president before he was shot and assassinated in 1865. So think about that in the moment that we live in today. We came within, Lincoln actually spoke at this convention. It was at a Republican convention. It was at a state convention, Republican state convention, I think in 1858, when he said a house divided cannot stand. That was on the eve of a nation that was on the brink of civil war. I think we came within a hair's breadth of a second civil war in this country, and we avoided it. And I think it's because God intervened. And I believe that he has given us a chance to answer his call. Amen. And I think that's the moment we live in right now. Is the hard part is we are in a kind of war in this country. But the enemy is not our fellow citizens. No, actually. It is an ideology. That's right. And so this is the work we have cut out ahead of us, is how do we win this war while still viewing our neighbors as our fellow citizens and not as our enemy combatants? Are we up to that challenge? I believe we are.
So that was Vivek Ramaswamy last night outside the convention center with a crowd. There's a poll there. You can answer it. What are your thoughts on it? Was it impressive? Was interesting? Well, most people, 83% think it was either interesting or it was impressive. I think that's good numbers. Why is Retardistan saying that it's terrible no one's mentioning Morning Shot? Well, Retardistan, interesting that you should pop in here because we were just slamming media and social media accounts like News Live South Africa. And I'm going to get to that in the news here shortly. Do you want us to slam Retardistan or to slam Morning Shot? We were attacking illegitimate news media. Morning Shot is a legitimate media platform. So there's no reason to mention Morning Shot here unless you want to be grouped in with the illegitimate ones like the Independent Online. Welcome to Byron, I assume is the one in the chat. Maybe it's Ramon, I'm not sure, but I think Byron controls that. Greg Smuts says, Salty Cracker is some interesting stuff. Do you ever check on him? Yeah, Salty Cracker now looks like he's doing cocaine or methamphetamine. His sunken eyes and his dark circles, it's getting hard to watch him. Also, every second word out of his mouth is F this and F that. And so I watched him back in the day, but I lost interest because it's entertaining, but it's not particularly informative. But yeah, so yeah, I've watched Salty Cracker in the past. Why do you watch News 24? Everything they say is a lie. Not everything they say is a lie. They also do reports of news. What you have to do, Green Phantom, is you have to be a critical thinker and be able to pull out the truth and question things that they do. I mean, it's foolhardy to be a commentator on the media and a news presenter without looking what's out there. I don't disregard Twitter, but I don't trust any of the garbage on it. I will turn to it for breaking news on events as they unfold because people are everywhere. Everybody has a damn phone and they're all taking video all the time. So they put on Twitter instantly and it's a fantastic source for that. But beyond that, I don't put much faith in Twitter. It's one reason why I probably only have 1,700 subscribers despite having an account for nearly 20 years and over 10,000 tweets. I have 5 tweets for every follower I have on Twitter. It's pathetic. Anyway, yeah. So, hang on a second here. Charles, I watched your video this morning. It was very good with all those varied speakers. The lady who lost her son she was brilliant. Her veteran son who was killed in a knife attack. It's a reference using MS for their main news, not as the bad news. Exactly. Thank you. I think Retardistan just explained, it's a reference point. I use those because that's where the stories break. I don't have $85 million, an expensive high-rise building in the most expensive part of the central business district of Cape Town. I don't have the Gray Ladies building in Manhattan in New York City with teams of thousands of people printing newspapers for me and stringers all over the world breaking my news. Therefore, unless I'm privy to some inside information or I project something or predict it in advance and I'm ready, like I predicted what happened at Senegal in advance and I was covering it live. No one else was. No one else covered Senegal. And before you correct me, Senegal was 2 Senegals. Senegal was the first one when they took the accused in for their hearing for the charges when the police vehicle was turned over and the police endangered public safety. I covered that live. No other YouTuber on the planet did. No alternative media in South Africa covered it live. The only media outlet that was even in Senegal today, to my recollection, is Newsroom Africa or ENCA. It was one of those two. I think it was ENCA who was there. No one else even went. Of course, when Senegal 2 happened, everybody and their brother was there for their clicks. They all showed up. My point is that I have to look at media sources to see what news is breaking because what I offer you is analysis and interpretation. And you can take it for what you want. You don't have to believe it. But it doesn't come from some dude sitting around, eating Cheetos or carrots. What's up, Doc? on his front porch or his lawn that's never accomplished anything. Earlier today, I listened to Naomi Seip, who is a German commentator. And she's like 12 years old. I'm embellishing. She's close to 30 now. And she says, I'm Naomi Seip. And then Elon Musk retweeted her stuff. This really pisses me off. I'm Naomi Seip. I'm a international political commentator on politics. She has no degree in that. She has no experience in that. She never served in a government. She never done anything. Nothing against Naomi Seip. I find her a very interesting person. She has some fantastic views. But this really irritates me. So anyway, back to the point. I bring you context. I bring you analysis. I was the first to point out most of what now people are saying in the media. It's comical to watch Fox News and Jesse Waters come on 3 days after what I said in the immediate aftermath of the assassination attempt. The guy's on a roof, a white roof, 130 meters away from the president. The building wasn't cleared. Law enforcement only had law enforcement vehicles in the parking lot. How does he get on the roof? How does he walk around with a rifle? Was a rifle hidden in the building? These are all questions I asked in the immediate aftermath. No one else was asking those questions. But here we have idiots like Michael Steele, who's been elevated to be lieutenant governor of the state of Maryland, and then the chairperson of the RNC, who led it into terminal decline with rhinos, being put on television and being paid for it and saying that, well, we need the medical report because basically I don't believe that Donald Trump was actually shot because his whole ear would be gone. It was a high velocity weapon. Shut up, idiot. Anyway, Jan Durant says I'm being unsubscribed. What, from this channel? Because it's YouTube, Jan. This is a shadow banned channel. This is where the cool kids hang out, man. This is where the cool kids hang out. Only the cool kids come to this channel. We're shadow banned. It's a fact. We can't lie. We can't hide it. It's obvious. Today, I've lost 7 subscribers. For what? Did I make a video that offended somebody? Nope. Did I make a video that was factually wrong? Nope. Did I not make a video? No, I made plenty of videos, but I lost 7 subscribers today. YouTube does this. Every now and then they go through, especially around the 21st of the month, which is when they pay their revenue. They're trying to steal revenue from people by suspending your account and keeping the money. But around this time, from the 10th to the 21st, every month, I typically lose subscribers, regardless of what's going on. You've been unsubscribed by YouTube, not by me. None of my moderators can unsubscribe you. I can't unsubscribe you. This is what happens every month. This is a vile platform. They tolerate me because they don't want a lawsuit, I guess, or they just don't care. But it's clearly, they're doing it. My moderator, Hendo, who's been with this channel since day one almost, Hendo was unsubscribed 4 times on the same day while he was moderating. I did like 3 streams that day. He was unsubscribed 4 times. It's true. I mean, Hendo, are you here? Please confirm this story. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. African News interview with Ian Cameron was quite appalling. I thought Ronaldo case. African News. What's African News? Is that like Newsroom Africa? First Senate call, post-traumatic stress from moderators except Tion, who was on whiskey. No, I think the second one was the one where he had post-traumatic stress because that's one. Yeah, it was the second one, Hendo. Yep. SABC News is the best. I think so too. You know, we haven't even gotten to the news yet, folks. Boyd Boyle is back again. A white roof. Yes, it's racist. A white roof. Oh, that idiot 20-year-old must have known he was never climbing off that roof again. Probably. It might identify as a cat's litter box, says Amor. You guys are too funny. All right, I'm going to end the poll because people coming in now aren't going to know anything about it. We got 68 votes in it, and 62% of you were impressed by what Vivek Ramaswamy had to say. His history lesson was brilliant, but I wasn't really impressed by the speech. I thought his speech on the floor of the Republican National Convention was far better. I read the idiot on the roof appearing in movie commercial BlackRock. Huh? No, I don't know anything about that. German youth are going against USA. Elon Musk retweeted some girl saying that. That's who I'm talking about. That's Naomi Seip. It's not German youth. It's just some idiot German who got themselves a whole bunch of followers by saying outrageous things about conservatives. No, it's not German youth going against Americans. That's not true. African News is Euro News. Oh, okay. Thank you for the Emery. I've never seen that. I read Euro News and I put their stuff occasionally. I've never seen African News. That's news to me. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's get to the news. Let's get to the news. My goodness, we are almost an hour into this. I've covered these stories. So here we go. Exposed. This one's in the Daily Maverick. A good story here by Marianne Tam saying Iqbal Swarve and Lindowe Susuzu's unmasking event goes down like a lead balloon. Great story there by Marianne Tam. Yep. And then the IOL says this is their statement on their investigation. The IOL and independent media on Wednesday provided an update on the ongoing investigation into the Ghulam MVX account, revealing significant findings and addressing previous errors in the investigation. Audrey Senecal Devet, editor-in-chief of Independent Media, stated on Monday we held a press conference. Yeah, okay. Well, the University of KwaZulu-Natal lecturer who's been defamed wants more than an apology. He said, entirely false account on X. KZN lecturer Mohammed Yaqub Vadwa has demanded a public apology and retraction from independent media. Well, he should start suing them. And there is the boss of independent media, Iqbal Swarve. And somebody said that that's the boyfriend of Lindowe Susuzu. I didn't know that. Okay, so here is the gentleman who was outed and doxied by these clowns, and he says, "This isn't me, man. This isn't me." We're going to listen to him here. This is what he had to say. This is terrible. I mean, listen to this gentleman here. He's been attacked by these clowns.
How's it, guys? This is very weird, but a lot of things have been circulating about me nationally, that I am some guy behind one Twitter account, and I am definitely not that guy. I don't even use Twitter. I haven't used Twitter for like 8 years or something like that. So it's false allegations. I have nothing to do with this. I don't get involved in any type of politics at all. Yeah, I'm getting threats, and my family is getting threats, and this is absolutely weird and ridiculous. I cannot believe that this was put in the media.
I can't.
And yeah, it's definitely false allegations. I don't even know anything about politics. I don't even know the people in politics, to be honest. I only know like the heads of the political parties and no one else. So for me, this is like the weirdest news and the most scariest thing that can ever happen. And I'm very fearful for my life. Honestly, I'm really scared. So if you can get this message out to as many people as possible, I really appreciate it, because honestly, I have nothing to do with this whole thing.
Well, there you go. So he's given permission to use that video to share with people. So that's what I'm doing, sharing it to get it out there. By the way, folks, I told you about these spam phone calls. Since I mentioned that spam phone call, I don't know if you can see it. The red one is the one that I rejected. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more phone calls in the time since I rejected that. Just a couple minutes ago. Yeah. 5 more calls. I've received 5 more calls. That's why my phone is always on silent. Always on silent. Yes, he's got pro bono lawyers. That's correct. There are people jump to his defense. I don't see people jumping pro bono to Ronaldo's defense. They should have. Speaking of which, since we're talking about IOL and its irresponsible journalism using altered videos, it's time once again to let people who want to help out do so, because we have no updates on this. I'm not sure why, but the law firm apparently isn't providing information as regularly as we thought it would. But if you'd like to help out Ronaldo, if you believe in Ronaldo's case and you believe he's being unfairly targeted, this is how you can help out. There you go, folks. Again, for the trolls who claim that I'm fundraising, I'm not fundraising. This is public information. This is newsworthy, and I'm sharing it with you. If you want to donate to Ronaldo's case, you are welcome to do it. If you don't want to donate to Ronaldo's case, you don't have to. Simply sharing with you. But if you do want to help, then make sure that you use the reference Ronaldo Goes, not Ronaldo Goes, but Ronaldo Goes. And that's in an ABSA bank. There's the branch code. There's the account number. Do a screen capture. Save that for yourself if you'd like to help him out. His defense is very costly, and he's been attacked by people illegitimately because they failed to provide the context. Had the Independent Online run a news story and said that current member of parliament for the Democratic Alliance, Ronaldo Goes, did a video 16 years ago in which he said some rather offensive things and we believe it's inappropriate. That would have been okay. It would have been not a news story, but it would have been correct. But instead, their journalist ran a story with an altered video in which the context was cut out intentionally to make it look like Ronaldo is a racist. They ran the story. Then they called him a racist after using an altered video. They are in such deep crap that they, man, I'll tell you what. There must be a sale on shovels at the Independent Online. Where's their headquarters at? Is it in Gauteng? Where do they headquarter at? Because they must have a lot of shovels. They are busy digging their grave every day at that place. The whole thing with Varda now, my goodness. Matthew Meyer says, when are you in Cape Town? Dude, I was just there. Listen, I was looking at housing prices around America. The house that I bought for $138,000 in 1995 in Ames, Iowa, it's now listed at $338,000 in value. Good Lord. Wow. If I still lived in Ames, Iowa, I would have paid that thing off already. Wait, 95, 2005, 2020. I would be paying off next year. The 30 years, it'd be paid off next year, and I'd have $200,000 plus of equity. I'd have some coin, but I only owned that house for 2 years. The neighborhood looks pretty crappy. It was nice when I lived there, and the house is much smaller. What are you talking about? Erica got a new phone. What is that all about? Johannes Opperman, this whole Trump thing seems like it was staged, taking a hit for USA. Why do you say that, Johannes? Did you not watch it unfold? I saw it unfold. Staged by whom? By whom? That's an odd statement. Yeah, so please enlighten us. I mean, I'm happy to hear what you've got to say, why it seems staged to you. Most of the people who have been making outlandish claims about it being staged or that it wasn't real are making the most outlandish statements that make no sense whatsoever. Maybe you have a take on it that we're not familiar with. Please share. Robocallers took Terminator's message. I'll be back. Yeah, no, it's just unbelievable. One after the other. And then here I have two spam text messages in the last 10 minutes as well. And, Matthew, I was just in Cape Town, man. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I was looking at housing price around America. I can't afford to live anywhere. I mean, I was going to look at back out in Star Valley. The land that I could have bought for $12,000 for a plot in Star Valley near Afton, Wyoming in 1994, which I almost bought, that plot, not that one same size, adjacent to it, is worth $138,000 now for less than an acre, $138,000. Now, the problem is I would have had to pay home association fees on it, which back then were $1,200 a year. Who knows what they are now? So that would have eaten away at all the value of the land over all that time because I didn't develop it. But yeah, the houses that are built out in the spot where I almost bought that land, $800,000, $1.2 million, $1.8 million, $3 million, all around where I was going to build a house. So I looked all over the country for houses that are affordable, and I couldn't find anything. My goodness. It's I might have to move to South Africa. I mean, it's the only place I can find a house that's affordable. Anyway, back to the news, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the news. And for those who have insights, please share them. I'm happy to hear them. So this is the news live account that's on YouTube that ran the video that's now been removed when Lindiwe Sisulu made these claims about Gulam. This is the account. News Live, 63,400 subscribers with 1,200 videos. And this is a little bit about the channel. They have all kinds of social media. Well, thank you, George. Weren't you already a member? How did you become a member again? That's weird. No, you are a member. It just doesn't tell me how long. You got the Galaxy on there, so that's weird. You've been a member forever. But back to the screen. So this is the news channel that had the live stream on Monday with Lindiwe Sisulu, which has subsequently been taken down under threat of legal action. So this channel has been around since November of 2021, and it has 19.5 million views. There's far more views than I have. I only have about 7 million views in that time, so I'm very envious. They have a LinkedIn account. That's interesting. I've never tried to open that up. But I did go to this news live, South Africa, and this is what you get. Well, let's take you a while there. Account suspended. They must not have paid their cost. There you go. Account suspended for that account. So that's interesting. And here they are on News Live. They have 15,000 followers on LinkedIn, but apparently they didn't pay their bill for their servers because that account no longer exists there. Anyway, I'm kind of envious of a channel like that getting all those views when they're running bogus stories. I mean, yeah. England house price. Yes, they are at another level, Green Phantom. You're correct. I can never live in England. Johannesburg, if you dig through, you'd pop out. Sean says the comment earlier is true. The would-be assassin did appear in a BlackRock TV commercial. I don't believe in coincidence. The whole thing gives me MK Ultra. When did BlackRock start making TV commercials? It's an investment firm. I'm not familiar with that one, Sean. And I didn't understand the comment earlier. That's why I questioned it, because the way it was written, it didn't make any sense. New South Africa OnlyFans is down at the moment. OnlyFans is down. What do you think about Angie as Minister of Defense? Yeah, no, it's terrible. Again, folks, please watch my content. I mean, it's a little frustrating that I produce all this content and people don't watch it. So let me go there. That is, here it is. I did this on July 2nd, so it's now been 15 days ago. I did a video about Ramaphosa's questionable cabinet picks, and it only has 3,000 views. So I answered this question, and NG Mocheka was one of them. So there you go. There's the video. Save that link or open up another tab, and please watch it after this broadcast. PooTube asks you to renew your membership. Well, renewal of membership is supposed to be automatic. You see this here? Look, see, what was the question earlier? Was it Jan who asked a question about being unsubscribed? Here's another example of shadow banning. YouTube asked one of my subscribers who's been a member for like 3 years if they wanted to renew their membership. Why should they be asking that? It's automatic. I don't get asked if I want to renew my membership on Ronaldo's channel. I don't get asked on any other channel I'm subscribed. But why is it this channel where people are either their membership is canceled, or their subscription is removed, or they don't get it on their For You feed? It's called shadow banning. It's called targeting a channel. Wow. So thank you for sharing that, Debaram. So now we know that Debaram renewed now because Debaram got asked a question. Do you want to renew? That's unbelievable. No, Nicola, I wouldn't dig deep in Johannesburg either, because next thing you know, you'll be on Deep Slut. There you go. Sean Folshank said he was unsubscribed from this channel twice in July alone. Do you see this? See, that's why, folks, when you see that, well, it's a small channel. It only has 8. By the way, a channel with 18,000 subscribers is not a small channel. Even on YouTube, that's not a small channel. But, you know, I get this, well, your channel only has 18,000. That's horse manure. Hundreds of thousands of people are watching this program. Many of them are not logged in. Many of them don't even have YouTube accounts. And I don't get credit for any of the hours they watch, for any of the views that they make. They keep that to themselves. YouTube doesn't share that because you have to be registered in a YouTube account and visiting the site in order for that to count. In addition to that, 100% of the ad revenue that's generated from my broadcast, from my content, when someone's not logged in, doesn't go to me. It goes to YouTube. So, gee, wonder why they do that. YouBoob is the second worst. The digital feudal overlords. Number one is Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Pierre Orban said, had to look for me again. You see that? So I've always suspected that the number we actually see on the screen isn't the actual number watching, and we know it's correct. Look, I don't mean to go on about YouTube, but you guys brought it up, so. But George has never been unsubscribed. Well, I've been unsubscribed from my own channel. I've been unsubscribed from my channel using one of my other accounts. I have 5 or 6 YouTube accounts, and I put videos on 4 of them. Yeah. Yeah, well, Elon Musk can't afford YouTube. It's going to be like $80 billion. He doesn't have that kind of cash around. He'd have to get rid of a big chunk of his stock. Twitch or Kick might be better. No, Twitch is terrible. Twitch is terrible. Twitch is another leftist platform. Yep. Just like Discord. Yep. I don't know what Kick is. No, the best streaming model is YouTube. It just doesn't get any better than this. If one's card expires, then the subscription lapses. Something YouTube asks you. That's true, Azrael. That is true. But it also happens to people who are unsubscribed, their membership canceled when their card hasn't expired. And it tends to happen with a lot of people's South African credit cards. I don't know why. But yeah, your statement is true, but so is mine. Anyway, let's get back to the news. I don't want to whine about YouTube anymore. It's boring. Talks of bipartisan U.S. retreat from African trade allies has folks in South Africa nervous. And I was just on Biz News the other day with this story for those that can catch it. Amazing. In the 1990s, the interweb was sold to us as digital Wild West of freedom, but it's become the Ministry of Truth. Exactly right. That's exactly what has happened to it. It's so sad and pathetic. Okay, so what was I trying to do here? I was trying to do something. I lost track of it. God bless it. Oh, yeah, I was trying to find the Biz News. Hang on a second. So Biz News. I've appeared in Biz News twice recently. Just in the last couple of days. Biz News. Let me get there. Okay, and... Oh, I'm actually... Wow, I'm one of the top stories shown on there. Wow. Wow. When I do Biz News, look at this. So they hide my content. This is funny. This is funny with YouTube. So they hide my content on my channel, but you can find me when I appear on other channels. So here's me on Biz News, okay? All right, so I did a search for just Biz News, not even names. And 2 days ago, and look at that, a go-in Trump, Government and National Union Foreign Policy, Colonel Chris Wyatt. I actually appear on there, but only 16,000 views. Why is that? Why is that? Only 16,000 views. Neil DeBeer got 99,000 views. Yep. But they don't have the one where I talked about Trump's. That's interesting. So here's Biz News.
This is how
Yeah, I don't really care about that. Let me just find something real quick here. Hang on a second here. I'm just trying to find something really quick here and get it for you guys. Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, no, that's not it. Copy. There we go. All right. See these stupid ads running all the time. So here's business.
The United States House of Representatives has voted for a full review of U.S.-SA relations. We speak to retired Colonel Chris Wyatt, the former Director of African Studies at the U.S. Army War College. Welcome, Colonel.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. It's a pleasure to be here. And boy, what an interesting topic to discuss.
Absolutely. Do you...
All right, so that was that. And then this one here, which, paste and go. Hang on, this should be the right link. Let me make sure it's the right link. Yeah, this is the one, the shot. This is me responding to that at Biz News.
The attempted assassination of former President and presidential hopeful Donald Trump is making headlines across the world. Biz News speaks to retired Colonel Chris Wyatt, the former Director of African Studies at the U.S. Army War College.
Well, Chris, quite frankly, I'm not shocked. I was asked during my recent trip to South Africa by many people in private when I spoke to them about the upcoming election in America and what's going on, particularly after the conviction on 34 counts for Donald Trump in a case in New York in which, so you can find that on business too. So that was also put on there. But those have got, one's got 37,000 views, the other one's got 16. I'm a little disappointed, but that's a lot better than I get on my channel because I'm shadow banned on things. But anyway, so yeah. And the reason I bring that up is because I talked about AGOA. So that's the two Chris's. Yeah, there you go. Alex Hogue. Yeah, Alex Hogue. I didn't speak to Alex Hogue. What about a PayPal account? What about a PayPal account, Nicola? Are you asking about me for a PayPal account? I have a PayPal account if you want a super chat. I don't eBay, despite what someone down under always claims. So I have to find it here. PayPal. There you go. There's my PayPal account. If anyone wants to make a donation through PayPal, you can do it right there. Thank you. So I appreciate that because we're way behind on revenue this month. Last month we had a good month, not a great month, but a good month. But the best one we had this year, probably the best one about 15 months while I was in South Africa. Had a lot of support for the channel. So back to the news here very quickly because we're over an hour. We still got a lot of people here, but so Jacob Zuma's picked Tony Yangani, the convicted fraudster, as his representative at the ANC disciplinary hearing. Former ANC President Jacob Zuma has opted to be represented by controversial ANC member Tony Yangani during his disciplinary hearing today. That's funny. Jacob Zuma being represented by a convicted felon. Fikiri Babalula credits Jacob Zuma for single-handedly defeating the ANC as the party prepares for his disciplinary hearing. Now, that's just total nonsense. I've covered this at length and analyzed this and told you that the reason the ANC lost so badly wasn't because of MK. Even the most generous of circumstances, the MK did not account for even a significant portion of the ANC's lost 4 million voters. The MK party got 2.3 million votes. The ANC lost 4 million. So on the face of it, you can't even explain the 1.7 million you lost. Then single-handedly, that's the reason they lost. So that takes them below 50%. The reason they lost more is probably lost about 1 million people to MK. But the other people weren't going to vote anyway. So the ANC already lost them. So at best case, the MK party might have poached 1 million votes from the ANC. 1 million, maybe. 900,000, 1 million. 10 million to 9 million doesn't put you under 50% for the ANC. With 16 million votes, 9 million is over 50%. They would have had an outright majority. So Fikile Mabalula, once again, proves how stupid he is by making that claim. Yep. So let me turn that off now because we're not here to e-beg. But if you want to do it, please do it. If you do send something to PayPal, if you let me know about it while I'm on, then I'll give you credit for that. Thank you. Thomas Crooks was in a retirement investment commercial out of Pittsburgh last year, just saying it's a fact. Okay, I don't know. I didn't see it. And I didn't. Maybe they would do an ad to get people to buy into their retirement account. Okay. What do I think about tribal talk? Probably tribal talk. People divide themselves into groups. That's how things work. It's really good to see you in contact with Wyatt. Nicole, I've been in contact with Wyatt since 2020. Yeah, since 2020 when I first interviewed him. Yep. Had him on many times. And we have our Fireside with the Colonels is a regular feature. We just haven't had much time for it. Was a call for a temporary ban. Whoops, that's not what I want. That was a faux pas. Call for a temporary ban on livestock movement in the Western Cape to curb foot and mouth disease spreading. Yeah, as foot and mouth disease continues to spread, Western Cape MEC for Agriculture, Dr. Yvonne Meyer, along with state veterinarians, conducted inspections at the local weighbridge in Beaufort West. They inspected vehicles transporting livestock passing through the town amid the outbreak. Oof. Foot and mouth disease. Not good, folks. A salvage team is busy trying to offload a mass store of fuel from this Filipino ship that collapsed and it ran aground on the West Coast. Salvage team hopes to take advantage of the respite in the stormy weather that lashed the Cape Coast to start pumping 500 tons of fuel off a ship that ran aground last week on the West Coast. My goodness. The Panama-flagged MV Ultra Galaxy floundered close to Doringbai, 300 kilometers northwest of Cape Town last Tuesday after it started listing badly and taking on water. Ship was abandoned by its 18-strong Filipino crew on July 8th before it drifted towards land. Sailors were rescued by passing vessels who responded to an emergency alert. Well, man, you get bad stuff coming to your door whether you want it or not. South Africa is hearing from United States Ambassador there, Ruben Brigidi. He says that U.S. and South Africa will rekindle their relationship. The consummate politician, Ruben Brigidi, trying to repair the damage of his Lady R exposure. Yeah, Brigidi says, when I was a young man, before I got married, even before I met the woman who became my wife, one of my older friends who was already married said to me, you know, you have to be suspicious of any marriage where people are not arguing because it means that the people are not being honest. And that's what he's talking about, the relationship with South Africa. Well, I can't disagree with that. The world's rarest whale has washed up on the beach in New Zealand. Only 6 specimens of the spade-toothed whale have ever been identified. This carcass could be the first that scientists are actually able to dissect. It's been frozen. It's a hotspot for whale and dolphin strandings. Residents of New Zealand are used to finding large sea creatures beached on their shores. But the creature that washed up on a beach in the nation's south earlier this month, 16 feet long, distinctively colored, its teeth snapped off, was no ordinary whale. Scientists believe it's a carcass of the world's rarest whale, so elusive that it's never been documented alive. Only 6 specimens have ever been found of the spade-toothed whale. Skeletal samples and carcasses found decades apart over 150 years. Until 2010, they didn't even know what the whale looked like. Still, almost nothing is known about the species, including how many of them exist, what they eat, and how they behave. So it's been frozen. They'll now do DNA testing on it and hopefully find out more about this elusive rare whale. Flash flooding in Toronto leads to power outages and rescues. More than 167,000 customers lost power Tuesday after severe thunderstorms. Cars partially submerged. You have to wonder how stupid people are that they try to drive through that. That's obviously was flooded for a long time. Thunderstorms brought torrential rainfall and flash flooding Tuesday to Toronto, Canada's largest city, stranding residents, submerging roads, and leaving 170,000 customers without power. More than 100 millimeters or 4 inches fell in parts of Toronto on Tuesday. My goodness, that's a lot of rain. Pretty quickly. It looks like KZN, not Toronto. Well, Canada has enacted a trade-crushing tariff on digital services. Canada enacts digital services tax amid risk of U.S. trade retaliation, and we should retaliate against the Canucks for this. This is meant to harm U.S. business. A 3% levy will apply to revenue from companies that provide digital services to Canadian users or sell Canadian user data. Canada authorized implementation of a digital services tax, a move that threatens to trigger a trade retaliation from Congress and the Biden regime. A notice published late Wednesday indicated the cabinet led by Premier Jussi Trudeau ordered the digital services tax to be implemented on June 28th. As a result, 3% levy will apply to revenue from companies that provide digital services to Canadian users or sell Canadian user data. And it's retroactive back to 2022. How in God's green acre can a government pass a tax that's retroactive? So if you're not in compliance and paying taxes on income that you no longer have from 2 years ago, they will prosecute you. This is a corrupt government. This is money going to the state so they can corruptly use it for their personal political gain by doling out patronage. And this is going to lead to a trade war with the United States. This is in violation of the United States, Canada, Mexico trade agreement, and the Canadians are in breach of contract. They must be taken to court. And that's what the International Court of Justice is for, not for false claims about genocide in Gaza. Take them to the court and make them pay for this. Well, it's been October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 10 months. 10 months. And Human Rights Watch finally gets on board. Human Rights Watch, after 10 months of dealing, has finally released a report saying that crimes against humanity and war crimes were committed by Hamas on October 7th. Hamas's military wing, the Qassam Brigades, and at least 4 other Palestinian armed groups committed numerous war crimes and crimes against humanity against civilians during the October 7th, 2023 assault on southern Israel. Governments with influence over the armed groups should press for the release of civilian hostages, an ongoing war crime, and for those responsible to be brought to justice. Wow, only 10 months afterwards. Well, thank you, Human Rights Watch. What exactly have you been doing for the past 10 months? Unbelievable. Well, folks, did you know that the global ice caps melting is slowing down the rotation of the Earth? Which raises the question. In the last ice age, when glaciers 10,000 years ago were all the way down to where I'm at right now, they came this far south. When the glaciers came all the way from the Arctic all the way down to northern United States, covering the entire Canadian surface area and the top 1/3 of the current United States, did the Earth slow down or did it speed up? Apparently it would have sped up because all that ice sucked up all the water and it pulled it towards the poles, which meant that the Earth could spin faster. Now that sounds silly. Of course it does. But that's because this is what NBC News is reporting today. 2 recent studies suggest climate change is altering the Earth to its literal core and could cause shifts that not only have implications for how we keep time, but also one day rival the influence of tidal forces caused by the moon. One scientist said if carbon emissions continue at extreme levels. In one study, researchers found that as polar and glacial ice melt, water that was once concentrated at the top and bottom of the globe will redistribute toward the equator and slow the Earth's rotation. Wow. So did we speed up when all that ice sucked up all that water in the past? You tell me. These people have religion. Now, we have the Washington Post carrying the water for the corrupt and inept Secret Service. An obstructive view may have delayed sniper response at Trump rally. Now, that may be true. And where you see is Donald Trump standing in the circle in this drawing, and you see sniper teams in little dark silhouettes on the buildings behind Trump. But then you see the shooter on this one with a little red circle. So they're saying the trees got in the way. Now, here's the question. If you're a sniper and you're on a rooftop protecting an individual and you don't have clear lines of sight, then you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Or there should be another team out with clear lines of sight. This is unbelievable. Carrying the water for the corrupt, inept Secret Service. This is the cover-up. It's underway, folks. The cover-up is underway. It is a serious cover-up. Yep, no doubt about it. Well, Homeland Security is investigating the Secret Service's cock-up. Wow, I feel so much better. The department's Inspector General announced the inquiry as the Secret Service appeared at odds with local law enforcement over critical details about how they fucked up. So here you go. Look at that. Now there's plenty of cops on top of the roof. Look at that. Look at that. They're all on top of the roof now in the spot where the shooting took place. The Office of Homeland Security's Department Inspector General said Wednesday to open an investigation into Secret Service's handling of security at Trump campaign rally. Well, it's too late, and this is a cover-up. Nothing's going to come of it. Speaking of that roof, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle said the reason that they weren't on the roof is because it was unsafe for her snipers. But a 20-year-old managed to climb up on there with a rifle, undetected, undeterred, crawl around for several minutes. Secret Service Director gives bizarre reason why an agent wasn't on the roof, where gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks opened fire on Trump as she rejects calls to resign. Embattled Secret Service head Kimberly Cheadle has revealed the fateful and bizarre reason why her agency failed to put an agent on the roof. Gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks used to carry out an assassination attempt on Trump. Yep. Wow. She said that particular building has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there. We wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. Are you serious? And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside. Okay, you can secure the building from inside, but you're not securing the building. You're securing the inside of the building. You secure the building by looking at every aspect of the building. This is a moron of the highest order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of fake news, a lot of conspiracies out there, and the Associated Press, which usually does a piss poor job of its fact-checking, actually has done a reasonable job, and I'm going to cover that right now, the fact-check. Another bullshit phone call coming in here. Stop it. This is unbelievable. Another call coming in. Oh, my goodness. So, Fact Focus, a look at false claims around the assassination attempt. So, there was a claim that a photo taken on Monday shows President Trump with no damage to his right ear. Well, that's because someone used a photo from 2022 at a Youngstown, Ohio rally. So that's fake. Yep. And then there was a claim that major law enforcement sniper team assigned to Trump's rally in Butler said that the head of the Secret Service ordered him not to shoot the suspect. Well, there's no such order, and there's no such person named Jonathan Willis. Yep. This is all bogus. And I believe that that's true, that it's bogus. Then there's a claim that a photo shows a bullet in Trump's suit jacket. Now, some of my viewers showed me that, and I questioned that. I said, I don't know. I mean, no, it's not. Now, this is a little less believable, but they're saying that that is not actually his jacket. That's actually a Secret Service person, and it's just a fold in the jacket. And as they move, you see the hole disappear. So I'll believe that, too. And then they say a photo from the attempted assassination shows Secret Service agents smiling as they surround him after the shooting. That was an altered, doctored photo. That one we know. Yep. So AP Fact Check actually doing something useful for change. Well, Joe Biden's back on the campaign trail and spewing his vitriol and raising the temperature while telling everyone else to lower the temperature, calling Trump bad names. He said, he tells Nevada event that politics has gotten too heated. Well, yeah, because of your mouth. You speak far too often. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just Bob Menendez, the former senator from not former, he's still a senator from New Jersey, who has betrayed this nation as a foreign agent and sold us down the river, but it's also a former CIA analyst who sold us down the river by betraying our nation. And these treasonous bastards ought to stop being charged with treason. Ex-CIA analyst Sue Mi Terry, charged with spying for South Korea in exchange for luxury handbags. Seriously? Former CIA analyst has been charged with serving as a secret agent for South Korea's intelligence service in exchange for luxury handbags and sushi dinners. Sue Mi Terry also previously worked in the White House National Security Council, worked at the National Security Council, and she was a spy. Failed to register as a foreign agent with the U.S. Justice Department, according to an indictment made public in Manhattan. South Korean intelligence officers allegedly gave her Bottega Veneta and Louis Vuitton handbags, a Dolce & Gabbana coat, and dinners at Michelin-starred restaurants. Who goes to Michelin-starred restaurants? Prosecutors say they also provided more than $37,000 in covert funding for a public policy program on Korean affairs that she ran. She's alleged to work as an agent for a decade, from 2013 during the Obama administration, 2 years after she left the U.S. government employment. Wow. She advocated South Korean policy positions during media appearances, shared non-public information with intelligence officers, and facilitated meetings between U.S. and South Korean officials. Now, she wasn't in the intelligence community spying on the U.S. She was in the private sector and working for foreign intelligence. And that's where she's in trouble. She didn't register as an agent of a foreign government. If you're working for a foreign government, you have to register as an agent of a foreign government. Otherwise, you get in trouble. There is a new report that the parents called the police. Yeah, no, I saw that report too. Jesse Waters made that claim last night. There's also a report that the father called 911 just a couple minutes after the shooting happened, and no one knew who the shooter was, and he's calling. So what's that all about? All kinds of reports coming out. Well, here's some good news. The Federal Appeals Court has ruled that an illegal ban on 18 to 20-year-olds owning firearms is unconstitutional. A law barring young adults from being able to get concealed carry weapons permits is unconstitutional. The three-judge panel of the Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals said Minnesota had not shown that the founders would have countenanced an age-based restriction on gun ownership, so its concealed carry law barring those under 21 from obtaining permits cannot survive constitutional scrutiny. Minnesota claims that 18 to 20-year-olds present a danger to the public, but has failed to support its claim with enough evidence, wrote Judge Dwayne Benton. Yep. Ordinary law-abiding 18 to 20-year-old Minnesotans are unambiguously members of the people. Because the plain text of the Second Amendment covers the plaintiffs and their conduct, it is presumptively constitutionally protected and requires Minnesota to proffer an adequate historical analog consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. And they couldn't. So, there you go. Screw you, leftists. Well, speaking of leftists, Gavin Newsom is destroying California, and now Elon Musk will be moving Starlink headquarters to Texas as a consequence of this stupidity. California governor signs bill banning parental notification. In response, Elon Musk has vowed to move his company from California to Texas. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed legislation July 15th that bans California school staff from informing parents about changes in their child's preferred gender identity without the student's consent. Who the hell does this scumball think he is? Who are these asswipes undermining parental authority and then holding parents accountable? How can a parent be held accountable for a mass shooting when parents have no rights over supervising their children? This is the nonsense. We know about the Chattanooga shooter, wherever she was, the Nashville shooter, the transgender shooter who killed all those Christian students in a school. And then the government, FBI, covered up the fact the person was transgender and never has released they wrote a whole freaking, manifesto. We still haven't seen the manifesto and a government cover-up. So how can parents be held responsible for what their children are doing when schools hide the fact that schools are changing the child's identity on their school records? This is unbelievable. There needs to be somebody with money to take this clown to court and have this struck down. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. What a vile, repulsive human being Gavin Newsom is. Well, speaking of vile, repulsive human beings, Joe Biden seeks to impose rent control in a democratic state, in a capital economy. He wants to cap rent increase at 5% a year. We'd hoped that Biden had merely misspoken during last week's NATO press conference when he mentioned capping rents. Why would you mention rents at a NATO press conference? But no, on Tuesday, he unveiled a nationwide rent control plan and other classic White House policy contradictions. Subsidize housing, then discourage its development. Higher mortgage rates and home prices are pushing Americans out of their home buying market. This is contributing to a higher demand for rental housing. Rents on average nationwide have risen 30% over the past 4 years, and even more in the Sun Belt states with fast-growing populations. Enter Joe Biden, Dark Brandon, who Tuesday pitched conditioning valuable tax breaks with landlords capping their rent increases. Wow. Government intrudes in the marketplace. Hey, folks, meet Baby Dog. This is West Virginia Governor Jim Justice's dog, 60-pound bulldog who stole the show at the Republican National Convention. Baby Dog. He's a fixture in West Virginia politics. Here we go.
I know that a lot of you want to meet my little buddy. So if Baby Dog could come on out here.
Baby Dog. Baby Dog. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice's dog stole the show last night. $60-pound bulldog, Baby Dog. Oh my goodness. What the hell? That reminded me of the Clint Eastwood when he was at the Republican National Convention. He had an empty chair there because Reagan wasn't there. Baby Dog, Baby Dog, Baby Dog, the crowd yelled. 60-pound English bulldog. Oh my goodness. Almost there, folks. A couple more. Biden is going to try to alter the Supreme Court illegally. Once again, he plans proposals for legislation to establish term limits for the justices and an enforceable ethics code. You cannot apply term limits to the justices. You must go through a constitutional amendment. The executive branch and the legislative branch have no check and balance over limiting the length of service of a Supreme Court justice. Only a constitutional amendment approved by the states can change that. Biden is finalizing plans to endorse major changes to the Supreme Court in the coming weeks, including proposals for legislation to establish term limits and enforceable ethics codes. The executive branch and the legislative branch have no authority to establish ethics codes for the Supreme Court, which is ironic because the executive branch, Congress are full of people who are unethical and violate their own ethics codes and pay no price for it. J.D. Vance says he embraced the real Trump after breaking through media lies and gives voice to a new GOP generation. Now, here's the problem with this. He once considers himself a typical rhino and labeled candidate Trump America's Hitler. But he accepted the offer this week to be the nominee for vice president. Here's the problem with J.D. Vance. Now, I did a Substack article on it earlier. You can find that in the groups. If you want to go check it out, please become a subscriber to my Substack. Very small base of people there. I write occasionally on there. But he wrote his book in which he demonized a segment of America's population with traditional racist tropes and stereotypes run by the political left about Appalachians, white Appalachians in particular. Being an Appalachian, I took great offense to his disgusting, vile book called Hillbilly Elegy. And J.D. Vance is not trustworthy. He is a Ivy League school graduate, an investment capital venturist, and a tech guy. And he's so smart and wonderful and brilliant. He was a Marine journalist in combat, but he was so stupid that he believed the media hype about Donald Trump. Well, if you're stupid enough to believe the media hype about Donald Trump, then you're not a very bright person. So everybody talking about how smart and wonderful this guy is, they're suckers. Thank you for the super chat, Paulie. 19 Rand. Thank you for that, Paulie. That's $1. Actually eating a burger. Yeah, so if J.D. Vance is stupid enough to buy into the media lies about Donald Trump, then how smart is the guy really? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. He said, I bought into the media's lies and distortions, he told Sean Hannity on Monday. He said, I bought into this idea that somehow he was going to be so different, a terrible threat to democracy. It was a joke. Joe Biden is the one who's trying to throw his political opposition in jail. Joe Biden is the one who's trying to undermine American law and order. We saw the results after the Trump presidency. I think I can make a good case for American people. People who may have been skeptical of the president in 2016 and may be skeptical now. We've seen the results. Well, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. You're not a very smart person, J.D. Vance. Well, a giant offshore wind turbine blade snapped and is appearing on the beaches of New England. It's unclear why a blade from the Vineyard wind turbines broke into pieces, which are washing up on Nantucket beaches. Debris from a damaged wind turbine blade has been washing up on the shores of Nantucket, prompting a closure of several beaches to swimmers and spurring an investigation into what caused the mishap. The damage to the blade occurred Saturday evening at the Vineyard Wind, the country's second large-scale offshore wind farm, 14 miles off the coast of Martha's Vineyard. It's still under construction, but the first turbines began generating electricity back in February. So it's supposed to install 62 turbines by the end of the year, which will produce 800 megawatts of power. The damaged blade appeared to experience a break approximately 65 feet from its root. The blade is still undergoing testing at the time. Well, there you go. So another reason wind farms are dangerous. Well, here's some key takeaways according to the Epoch Times from last night's Day 2 of the Republican National Convention. Candidates, former rivals, and regular Americans all took the stage to support Donald Trump. First off, there's Nikki Haley. She calls on Republicans to unite behind Trump. Yeah, whatever. Rhino. And there's Ron DeSantis, who was much more convincing and gave a brilliant speech. And he summarized the conservative vision. He was a very good speaker last night. Everyday Americans got the prime time. Ann Funder, whose son Weston died from a fentanyl poisoning at the age of 15, called attention to the cross-border smuggling of fentanyl. Michael Morin, the brother of Rachel Morin, who was raped and murdered by a criminal alien invader in Harford County, Maryland, spoke. When Rachel was killed, President Trump called my family to offer his condolences. He cared. That's leadership. President Trump wasn't even president when that happened. Joe Biden was. He didn't call. Then there was Madeline Bram. Madeline Bram is a criminal justice reform advocate whose son, a Afghanistan veteran, was stabbed to death by black thugs. He's Hispanic. He was Hispanic. Black thugs in New York City, whom Alvin Bragg let off the hook. Yep. She said 2 of the homicidal maniacs responsible for my son's death had their assault and murder charges completely dismissed, blaming District Attorney Alvin Bragg for it. And then, this one, I don't know about this. Epoch Times says costumes add to the atmosphere. Some guy wearing an elephant hat there. That's kind of weird. It's Jim Walsh of Connecticut. Anyway. And here's a lady with a very much decorated hat with an elephant on it as well. So cowboy hats are quite prevalent, not just for the Texas delegation, but for others too. Is Debbie leaving? Okay. The dog was a giveaway, huh? All right, there you go. So, wow. Last time I looked, we were 117. Now we're down to 74 people dropping like flies here. Thank you for the super chat, Paulie. 117 likes. We had 117 viewers when I last had this up. Rent means more cash flow for them to move money around. Exactly. Jake and the Fat Man. Remember that program? I do remember Jake and the Fat Man. Yep. I do remember that. Chris, age bans are loopy because they trust 18-year-olds in multi-billion-dollar web. Exactly. Also, if you're 18 years old and you have sex with a 15-year-old, you're going to prison for statutory rape. So if you're held to that standard as an adult, why can't you have a firearm? Utter nonsense. Trump has moths in his wardrobe. That may be true. Hey, Helen, how's it going? Sandy Hunt's back. Good to see you there, Sandy. I didn't catch you earlier. What was it transporting? What transporting? Have you seen the Business Live piece criticized? No, I haven't. Business Live, let me go there. Okay, Google. Times Live. So start. Okay, I have not seen it. Times Live. Okay, let's go to Business Live. Oh my God, now Times Live doesn't want to load. Of course, when I want. Okay, here we go. So let me go, because I have a subscription. It's Business Day, Business Live. There we go, Business Live. They criticized the Afrikaner Foundation. Thank you for that. I didn't know that. I don't see anything here. Let me do a search on the site. Afrikaner. Okay. Gate McKenzie, how the war is taught in schools today. I don't see anything there. Oh, there it is. Chris Roper. Our freedom, but at your expense. What's this? If you're a foreign state looking to buy influence in South Africa, you couldn't get a stark invitation than the one issued by the recently formed Afrikaner Foundation. In dog metaphor, this is equivalent of rolling over, panting, and begging to have your balls grabbed. Wow, Chris Roper. The Afrikaner Foundation, okay, there's a press release about this on Politics Web, which was issued by Solidarity's movement. It's clear that this is a sales pitch. The foundation's activities were aimed at mobilizing tangible support from abroad. The Afrikaner Foundation isn't just about handouts from foreign states. It's also what appears at first glance to be very much like a pyramid scheme. Besides the option of just donating your money to the cause, you can also take part in what's called the Leeds Recruitment Initiative, which revolves around cozying up to fellow travelers abroad. The scheme, as we're told, is named after William Johannes Leeds, the State Secretary of the South African Republic during the Anglo-Boer War. According to the Afrikaner Foundation, that quest for freedom continues. Afrikaners are striving to continue to exist freely and safely and prosperously at the southern tip of Africa. Members are persons who agree to make a monthly contribution. Recruiters are compensated for their efforts based on their outputs. Wow, this is a long story. No, I didn't see that. It's a long story. Anyway, yeah, well, I'll have to look into that and read that article. So thank you for sharing that, Emery. Thank you for that. Yeah, people don't have to support the Afrikaner Foundation. That's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Chris Roper, what a clown, says Paulie. Yep, agreed. Yep, it's just a attack piece. Hysterical walk down memory lane. Forgot all the actors. Now I'm feeling old. What's going on here, Debbie? What's going on? Hey, Megan, how's it going? Good to see you there. Anyway, folks, yeah, so thanks for the super chat, Paulie. I appreciate that. And thanks for everybody being here. Never read anything good from him. Yeah, he's a loony lefty. Agreed. Well, most of the people in the media in South Africa are loony lefties. Most. Very few legitimate centrist or conservatives in the media in South Africa or anywhere for that matter. That's, if I was like Christopher Steele, a fake Republican who spewed conspiracy theories that attack conservatives, I'd probably be on MSNBC. I'd probably be getting paid for my time and my analysis. Instead, I have to offer it for free. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Be sure to hit the like button. Thanks a lot for being here, folks. And we'll catch you on the radio tonight. Any of you coming up with some guests. I'm working on some interviews, Paulie, but don't have anything I want to share yet. So I'm working on that. We are back to doing Fireside with the Colonels fortnightly, so we'll see how that goes. All right, Aranya video, almost 10,000. It should be 200,000 views, Hendo. Should be 200,000 views. All right, thanks, folks. Have a good one. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you all later. Please. Well, there's Ronaldo. Are you just saying hi? Or were you here the whole time? I pimped your fund earlier. We did that, Ronaldo. Okay, enjoyed Fireside. Yeah, well, thank you, Debbie. I think we all did. I enjoyed it as well, too. It was nice chatting with Vena once again. So look at this. The love for Ronaldo coming in here. People, read up. Oh, read up. Okay. Read up. Okay. Still going up. Still no Ronaldo. There's George's membership. That was That was 41 minutes ago. Still no Ronaldo. Still no Ronaldo. Still no Ronaldo. Still no Ronaldo. Now I'm back to 12:32. No Ronaldo. Your message does not appear in my chat anywhere, Ronaldo. My chat goes all the way back to 12:27. It was over an hour ago, and you don't appear anywhere in here until I just saw you. Hi is the first time I see you. Anyway, 20 lines above this one. It's not there, buddy. It may be on your screen, but it's not on mine. It wasn't here. That's another thing that happens on this channel, folks. People's chat just disappears. It doesn't show up. I've had several people complain if they think that I'm taking their chat out. I think Jan was one of the people who said, "Why is my chat not being here?" I could be mistaken. No, it's not there. It's just not there. Sue, you can see it, but I can't see it. I'm the content creator. I should be able to see everything. I should be able to see everything. I can't see it. Remember when YouTube was removing chat from people? Their bots were in here removing chat, and well, I believe you, Paulie. I believe you. Oh, good Lord. You guys assume I don't believe things. I never said that. Where's Paulie? Paulie, I don't have any messages from you, and you sent me a message. I have no message from you. Oh, my goodness. You posted again above. There's nothing above. The last three messages from Ronaldo say, read up, 20 lines above this one, and I posted again above. Nope, it's not there. See, Azrael says doesn't see it either. You see? Yeah, and Paulie was the other person that were deleting his messages. See, there's no message there, man. There's no message. Send it to me in WhatsApp, Ronaldo. Send it to me in WhatsApp. There's no message there. Paulie, if you're sending me some WhatsApp, I got no message from you either. Yep. Yeah. See, there you go, folks. It's not weird. It's YouTube, Tion Engelbrecht. It's YouTube. Yeah, see, Paulie doesn't hear Ronaldo's comments. Neither do I. Notice many of my messages also don't make it to live chat, especially when you see Trump event. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Yep. I'm in live chat, gentlemen. Thank you, George. That's a good point to point out, but I'm in live chat in my studio and in the YouTube studio. So it's not there. Yep. Ronaldo's not there. So let me see if he sent me. Okay, here's the message. Okay. Let me see if I can post it. And then, wow, this is really demonic. Okay, so here you go. Ronaldo posted this message. Okay, let me see if that shows up. All right, now I posted it. Can you guys see it? I just posted the message. Can anybody see it? That's Ronaldo's message. Wow. It hasn't shown up over here yet, so maybe YouTube is deleting it. Let me refresh my chat in my streaming software. Okay, and see if it shows up. Now I can't even get the chat back. Oh, my message was deleted over here. My message was deleted. It's not in here. In here. Oh, I got to take screen captures of this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Wow. See that? Look at it. This is such bullshit. Okay. These messages same time. Okay. Nope, can't see it. Ludwig sees Ronaldo. Why are most of us not seeing it? I see Ronaldo saying hi. Wow. Anyway, he says, hi, everyone. I'm still alive, still kicking, doing the work I'm getting paid to do. I would still appreciate donations as this case against the South African Human Rights Commission is going to be a big one to fight them. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's YouTube, folks. He's not there. It's not bizarre. It's YouTube. So, see, look, this is proof positive, folks. I just took two screen captures simultaneously. Oh, wait, now suddenly this is top chat. Hang on a second. I could be wrong here. No, it's live chat. It's not there. Yep, it's not here. So, yeah, let me just take another picture there real quick before it goes away. So that's not what I want. I want the camera. Come on. Yeah, that's live chat. Not when I reload it, went to top chat. But it's not there. Yeah, we can see Ronaldo. Yes, Ronaldo's being ghosted, but so am I. I'm pasting what Ronaldo said, and it doesn't show up. So I've just pasted it again at 1:47. I did 2 minutes ago. Let's see if my chat shows up. Can people see it? Yes, we see Ronaldo's greeting. I see it. And, okay, 1:47. Vilma, okay, my message is not showing up again. I just did it again. This is unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Nothing. I know. It's nothing there. It's insane. It's insane. Unbelievable. Yeah, Sue, I know you don't see it. I don't see it either. Let me go on YouTube and see if I can see it. Okay. Let me go to my broadcast. Give me a second here. By the way, I lost a whole bunch of subscribers yesterday. This is crap too. View on YouTube. View on YouTube. Let me see if it shows up over here. Okay, I don't want an ad. I got an ad here. Yep. I'll put it over here inside of the view of the show. Okay. Now, I just posted again at 1:48. Is anybody seeing that? So Ludwig just said, are you on YouTube? The next comment I posted was Ronaldo's comments. Is anybody seeing that? That's the actual stream, not the software from the studio. Negative. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Nobody else is seeing it. I can see it. Yep, see? See, this is crap. There's nothing in there. It says, still kicking. Appreciate donations. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, so you can see what's going on here, folks. Ashley says every time you got to resubscribe. This is horrible, and they do this. Why do they do this? What are they so afraid of? What are they so afraid of here? You know what they're afraid of? They can't impeach my credentials, so they lie, and then they do this crap. They're afraid of the truth. That's right. Because they can't handle the truth. Yep. So I made many posts to your live chat this week from my mobile. I always watch you on my living room TV and many of the chats I post recently. Yeah, I know, Sean. Yep. It's since you got back to USA, it wasn't happening. So that exactly. But it's always been happening us in the USA. That's why I'm trying to tell people all along. This is nonsense. It's utter nonsense. You guys can see it for yourselves right here. 73 people here by YouTube's own admission are watching this program right now, and you're seeing exactly what's happening. This happens to my program all the time. All the time. All the time. It's unbelievable. So let me see if I say hello, if that gets blocked. Okay, let me go there. Hello. Now, can you guys see my hello? You should be able to see my hello. I see my hello. Can you see my hello? Yeah, okay, you see that. Yep. Yeah, it's scary how much power the deep state have, how they can go this far to collude, cajole, or coerce social media into silencing people. Yep. Yeah, you can see that. Let me try one more thing before we stop doing this, okay? Because this is funny. Let me take out the South African human rights and see if that shows up. Okay, I altered the sentence. Let's see if that shows up. I don't think it's going to. I did say something else. And it's not showing up. Wow. Maybe it's donations. Maybe that's the problem. Let me try to say it without donations. Okay, I just sent it without donations. Nothing appears. Yeah. Hang on. Okay, I said something else. Oh, that one showed up. I said YouTube sucks buttermilk. Can you see that? YouTube sucks buttermilk. YouTube eats ass. That's allowed. Let me just try this. Now we're having fun with YouTube. Okay, let's see. So South African Human Rights Commission, DONAT. Let me see if that sets it off. Okay, I just put South African Human Rights. No, that came up. That came up. So what? Why did they not let it happen? Oh my goodness. This is too funny, folks. I mean, this is, you're in YouTube's head. I am in their head. It's like Rossi. That's right. I'm in your head. Oh. This is too funny. I should put purple streak in my hair, blue streak in my hair, and tell people about my pronouns. My pronouns are fucking off. Type the model of the instrument Crooks used when you'll see it won't show up in the chat. Okay. This time I saw the post before you mentioned it in the feed. Okay. All right. Sean wrote something there. They, them. That's right. Just came through. Okay. All right. Okay. But I don't see it. Oh, yeah. There it is. There it is. Sorry. Yeah. So if there's a delay like that, that means they're holding my comment, because my comment occurred. Hendo laughed right after I said it. Elmy 5 pence, then Hendo 152. That was Elmy 5 pence, then me, then Hendo. And you're just now getting it. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't say Ronaldo in the text. He's never in there. It just says hi. There's a YouTuber called the Spiffing Brit who shows off exploits in games and also on YouTube. It was handed to a moderator. All right, folks. I got radio tonight. I need to stop. I got to go sign some payroll checks for people at the Veterans Organization, and so they get their pay, so they're not waiting for their money. Yeah, this is what goes on, ladies and gentlemen. This is what goes on. It's absolutely insane. This is it's like Ronaldo's like, read the text above, man. We're not seeing the text above, brother. Yep. Yeah, this is what YouTube does. I don't know why. What are they so terrified of? They are truly frightened of me. He has a bunch of videos in which he used to. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Carl Brown, for that. Yeah, and we've caught them many times, Marilyn. Red-handed. We've caught them many times. So who from YouTube is a hate wanker that's, tied to these idiots and doing this crap right now? Anyway, so there you go. All right. And despite all that, they still can't stop us from getting 800 views on this live stream and a live audience of over 120 at the same time. Yeah, despite all that. Yeah. And then the other thing they do to people all the time is they don't let them super chat. They have a registered credit card with YouTube. They go to super chat my channel and they can't super chat, or the tab doesn't work, or it won't do the transaction. It happens all the time. Sean's our fucking pronouns. Yep. Anyway. All right, guys. Have a good one. Yep. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And I'll see you later. I will be on later tonight. I got to set that up for day 3 of the Republican National Convention from 9 p.m. unless someone really exciting comes on before that, because that's a long night for me doing another 3 hours tonight. But I plan to be on from 9 to 11. So that's 3 to 5 a.m. South Africa time. And you can always watch it after the fact too. But JD Vance will be speaking tonight. So cheers, everybody. Fist bump. All right. Cheers. All right. Wear your mask. Where's my iPad? Someone stole my iPad.